Hi, this is Mike Hendrickson from Strata Hadoop World in New York City. I'm here with Jack Norris. Jack, how you doing?
Great.
You're CMO at MapR?
Yes.
Yes. And what is on your radar right now at MapR? What are you guys up to?
Well, it's a dynamic space with a lot of things happening in the open source community, a lot of innovation happening, across vendors. We're solidly focused on kind of this emerging trend where companies are combining operational kind of production data with analytics and basically impacting the business as it happens. So it's really, it's transforming and transitioning from a reporting function looking back and more about impacting business as it's happening.
So instead of a rear view mirror, you're looking forward for your business and immediate.
And immediate, because sometimes when you say forward-looking, it's we used to batch process in the past and predict what might happen. This is in the moment. You've got a customer on the site. What's the best thing you can do to make their experience extremely positive and impact the business?
So how do you guys do that? I mean, I know a little bit about your product suite, and one of it is the Zeta Architecture. So how do you guys distinguish what MapR does from all the other large data companies?
Yeah, well, it's it comes down to two basic areas. One is the kind of underlying data, how data is collected and organized and processed and stored, and then what's the compute framework that you bring to bear on top of that data. So to oversimplify, that's kind of the view of Hadoop, and Hadoop is HDFS and originally MapReduce, and it's really proliferated on top, and you've got things like Spark, and you've got different SQL on Hadoop solutions, and you've got different streaming protocols, and if you can secure the data, guarantee that it's there, and make sure that you've got kind of real-time capabilities, and that real-time capabilities across a wide variety of functions, then you can meet the needs of the business and impact business as it's happening.
So is that describing the Zeta Architecture?
Yes. So, one of our chief application architect put together kind of the Zeta Architecture. It's kind of picking up where Lambda architecture started, and it's at the high level, it's how do you handle kind of a database function and streaming function and secure data and have a plug-and-play architecture to accommodate, maximum flexibility and agility.
And so MapR, you support a lot of the open source projects, and including obviously Hadoop, but you've also like Apache Flink and Spark, and so you guys are playing across all the different tools and all the different frameworks?
Yeah, it's basically, it's giving customers a choice, right? And, so customers can use the technology that makes sense for their given use case and be able to adjust as things go forward. And, one of the interesting things about Apache Drill was from the ground up architecting that for one of the new data sources or the emerging de facto standard within web applications, which is JSON, the document database. And that's increasingly being used in Internet of Things and other applications. So the schema is embedded in the document, being able to explore and discover that immediately without having to rely on IT to do kind of prep and putting it in a metastore, et cetera. That's a huge advantage. And we announced this week at Strata the first in Hadoop document database. So here's a document database built around the JSON format, and ultimately, it's driving this agility. And I keep saying that phrase, but it's really helping organizations move far beyond the old model of I've got my analytics silo separate from my production, and if you can merge those together, the company that can respond the fastest and in the most intelligent ways will win.
Well, fastest and most intelligent. With the Internet of Things, those two are almost inherently needed, fast and intelligent, so they can make decisions, the thing in the market.
Yes.
So how are you guys handling that? Is that just natural or easy? Or
Well, the JSON file format is definitely a key aspect there because it's it's such a lightweight file format that it's easy to exchange information between applications, and it's kind of emerging as a very popular format for machine-generated content, log files, sensor data, et cetera. So yes, organizing and architecting around that and being able to combine that with all the other data sources that you find in the organization is key.
Are you seeing more partners wanting IoT data management?
Yeah, the IoT, there's different numbers out there, but the one that Cisco has popularized is 50 billion devices connected through the internet by 2020. Which is basically represents this third wave of the internet, and you combine that to 9 million mobile devices and 1 million original connected computers in the first wave
TVs
of the internet.
And homes and
It's dramatic, and it calls for processing across the entire spectrum. So it's collecting and aggregating at the edge and sharing different information at different tiers, because self-driving cars, you're not going to take all of that terabytes of information and try to upload that. You'll do some processing and share aggregates and share interesting information.
So if we fast forward MapR 12 months from now, what will be changed for you guys? What will be different in this market that you'll be addressing?
I think that the original promise of Hadoop was to address the proliferation of silos, and silos that are, here's a specialized data pool for this application, and in kind of the rush to innovation in the Hadoop, we're starting to see the kind of creation of different silos and specialized clusters. Yeah. So I think that the convergence is a big trend that we'll continue to see. It's, can you provide the kind of base platform that has the flexibility and the capabilities to support the broad number of applications on top? And we're seeing that with our customers, where 18% of them have 50 or more applications running on a single cluster.
Ouch. Well, Jack, we look forward to that journey, and we'll see you in
Mike.
those 12 months.
Thanks.